So if you just want to draw on it, it'll just... Hi guys, my name is Barodante, and welcome back to my drawing setup. And I guess this is a quick sequel to the old video called This Is Why Your Drawing Setup Sucks. And I got a few of my older toys back, including this 27-inch monitor here. So as you guys can see, things are pretty clean, and this is really the new ultimate setup for me. Like, I have the most pixels staring at me at all times, and the whole thing is very versatile and you can do a lot of things with it, so this is really cool. And I generally wanted to give you guys a little update of how I ended up setting things up. I really like the vertical layout of my monitors because I got really used to it since I was using my laptop for like 2 years with a little tablet or like an actual iPad hooked up in this vertical setup that I used to have. And I find it the most comfortable because everything is actually horizontally in front of you, so you don't have to look left or right all the time. This is kind of a better thing. Plus, it kind of defines much better that one of the monitors is the main one and the other one is the second one. I feel like it's important. You should have the main monitor that is positioned the most conveniently for your eyes, for your neck and everything. But anyway, real quick about the whole thing. So this is the drawing display from Huion, which is ironic since the last time we guys saw each other. This was the XP Pen drawing tablet, also a 19-inch, the latest tablet that they released in 2024, and this is Huion that was released earlier this year as well, and it's a little bit of a higher end tablet with a bit of a higher price, but it has a few nicer details around the corners and whatever, and also it has actual touch support, which is a big deal for this particular setup, if you can imagine. But yeah, aside from that, it's pretty much very similar 19-inch 4K drawing display. And yeah, I decided to make some kind of a sense out of the whole setup. My actual laptop is on the side, pressed against the wall in here. It's actually the third monitor on this table, but I usually have it turned off, but actually today I found it very useful to have it on to see the whole recording thing on it, but usually it's off. I just have 2 monitors. 3 would be too much for me. But yeah, basically this is what the whole thing looks like. So as you can see, this is one stick attached to the table, and then there are 2 of these bionic arms to hold the monitors. They use these VESA mounts, so these 19-inch drawing displays, both of them from XP Pen and Huion, they use the VESA mount that is VESA 75 size, so a bit of a smaller one. Usually the mounts support both of them, and my actual monitor, the bigger one here, is the VESA 100, so it's a bigger diameter. But yeah, these things really give you a lot of freedom in terms of how you want to position your monitors here and there. And of course, the bigger one is usually just always pressed to the maximum as far as possible from me, because I just appreciate the space, considering the size really lets you see everything you want to see at the biggest distance I can have here. And yeah, this drawing display would be positioned in any way you want. Now, I think generally it's very convenient to many people to actually draw on the display and everything, since I know many people prefer drawing on the pixels they're looking at. But I also saw quite a few people in the comments to my recent videos when I was reviewing different drawing displays, where they mentioned that, hey, in that old Your Drawing Setup Sucks video, you mentioned that you don't like drawing on the actual drawing display, so what's up with you right now? Well, the whole point of it is that I do prefer drawing on a screen-less tablet while looking forward on the actual monitor, because it's a much more ergonomic layout, so I would be doing it this way, and this is how I actually work right now. This is the way I use this setup, so the pen would actually be working on that monitor over there. Like, I'm looking forward while I'm drawing at the bottom here. And there are several ways how to lay out things around here. So you may want to have your keyboard back there, like sticking out a little bit. Or also, of course, I'll be using my tour box on the side from the tablet. And generally, I prefer like actually resting the bottom edge of the tablet against the table so I get the maximum sturdiness of its positioning. Because it's one thing to position it nicely when you don't touch it, and another thing when you actually need to press your arm against it while you're drawing, so it's a bit of a different level of pressure and all that. But yeah, to many people this would be a very weird thing, and I think anyone who's unfamiliar would be approaching this table that would be really confusing to them. What's going on if I'm like having an actual drawing display but I'm not looking at it as I'm working on it? But I actually find it the best thing possible for many reasons. First of all, I have the cleanest dual display setup because one of the displays is hidden right here in the tablet, and I just consider it as one of those older style screenless drawing tablets where they are pretty much a replacement for the mouse. And yeah, you can basically just use it this way because why not? And at any point I can just look down and look at the music I'm listening to right now, or launch whatever, watch some tutorial on the other side, and then immediately use my pen to keep drawing on the main monitor. So that's a really cool and quick setup here to work with both monitors, so using different tools. Most importantly, as I always say, any kind of drawing tool you have, be it the drawing display, the Torbox, or anything else, it's really important to have it useful on your table when you're not actually drawing with it or using it for its primary use. And in this case, of course, if I just fold things back a little bit here, I simply have this really neat dual monitor setup that's taking very little space on my table, while the second monitor is the actual touch monitor, which is really cool. So that's basically the setup I have right now, and I think it's really awesome. What do you guys think? I'm like a strong advocate for this kind of workflow in terms of just drawing at the bottom and looking forward on the actual monitor you use as your main monitor. But yeah, if you do want to have another display, this is a great way to do it, and I feel like 19-inch is exactly like the biggest possible size to use to actually fit things in nicely with each other. So I wouldn't have to raise the main monitor even higher. That would be a bit weird at that point. And right now this is like a decisively a second monitor, and this is the main monitor, and it works very well. But yeah, more details about this new drawing display from Huion in my future video, where there will be an actual review of it, of course. It's coming soon, don't you worry about that. And just a few more words about this stand. It is like a good stand, and I'm still working on this thing. I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to solve it, because I just want to press the monitor as low as possible, and that's hitting at this knee right here a little bit whenever I want to take it out, but it's a small cost for the great cause. But yeah, about the stand, if you are into like using the drawing tablet as it's supposed to be used, you know, the drawing display where you're actually looking at it as you're drawing, and I'll have a little Photoshop here. And with this way, it's a little bit more convenient maybe to lay things out in terms of your keyboard, because the keyboard can really be just under the tablet here, and you get to work very nicely this way. But again, I'm not a fan of this either, because you have huge asymmetry having to work with your arm on this side while your other arm is resting on the table. This is a strong asymmetry for many hours, for many days, for many years. This is not gonna end well, I think, to anyone. But yeah, generally, if you want to use it, I'll probably leave a link in the description to the page on Amazon where I got this. This is a German Amazon I ordered from because I'm in Europe, but I don't know, maybe you'll find the brand of it or something. There's no affiliation or anything, it's just what I bought. It's not the best for drawing anyway, because the problem is there's a lot of hinges in here. Most of them you can tighten up or loosen down, and you have a bunch of different screwdrivers right here for that. Except for one hinge, which is this hinge, this movement. It's just completely free, like this, for any monitor ever. This hinge, you can't tighten it up or loosen it down. So if you just want to draw on it, it'll just go away from you. So in my case, it's not a big deal because I would just be pressing it at the table at the bottom, because I still need my arm being at the bottom. But yeah, if you want to use it for an actual drawing display, this is a big problem. Like if you want to raise it, if you're looking to have a very similar setup, but you know, so it would actually allow you to draw on your display in any way you want, there are actually other options on Amazon. Some of them are actually marketed as like these dual monitor stands for actual like drawing, like so one of the monitors would be like a Cintiq kind of drawing display. Those are just way more expensive, and they probably have the hinge that would take care of this movement as well. So make sure to pay attention to this. To me, it's not a problem at all, but just so you know, because most people do want to draw on their displays while looking at the pixels, this kind of stand is not gonna work very well. So yeah, just that little thought there. As of right now, is just a great stand to use it as just a second monitor, or to use it as just a simple angle stand on your table right here, because in this regard, it's very sturdy, like it's not going anywhere when I'm drawing in it this way. So yeah, I guess this is it. This is my quick update about my drawing setup. Let me know what you guys think. If you have more ideas, maybe links or names of brands to the better, really cool options for this kind of dual monitor mount that would actually work well with the drawing monitor. Let us all know in the comment section. Probably not with the actual links, but names of the models or brands and stuff like that, because links probably won't work very well with the security features of YouTube. But yeah, for now this is it. Hope you guys liked this quick update about my drawing setup, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! I mean, this is quite minimalistic, isn't it? I like it a lot. I hope I'll get to use it for a while this time.